we understand how to use them all. That's great. And we did all this research into where we were going to go. We have a really solid understanding of how to protect ourselves outside. We're staying calm, we're staying focused, we understand our limits. We've twisted our ankle and we are stuck in place for a bit. Again, not a problem, remain calm. We have the things we need to prevent it from being a life and death situation. It's not going to be a comfortable, unexpected camping trip, but it is just an unexpected camping trip at this point. So we're trained, we're prepared, we have these things. Now what?
Take a stick and make a cane.
Make a cane? Okay, so to figure out a way to make sure that you physically are still capable of getting out of the situation. Yep. As long as you know where the trail is, right? Or, so let's do a different example. We're just lost. So we've lost the trail. We're not sure where it is. We've moved around a couple of feet. We've calmed ourselves down. We don't see it. Not sure why, but we're lost. So we're going to stay in place because that is the safest thing to do as opposed to getting further and further away from the trail. But now what, right? Did we do everything that we needed to do in order to get out of this situation? What's missing? What do you think?
Somebody who's going to be looking for us after we don't come back.
Yep. Yes. that is basically it. Yep. So that we come now to the third T, which is trip plan. Trip planning isn't so much the issue, right? We've covered under training the way that you're preparing yourself for the trip you're going to take. You've taken the time to figure out all the stops you're going to make. You know what you're going to do. You know how to do it. That's great. Leaving the trip plan with somebody that you can trust to both know where you're going to be, or know that there's an issue and respond accordingly. So that's where trip plan comes in. That's what it represents, is leaving one with a responsible person. Because say I hike out, I tell someone I'm going to Pakasaw for the week. I'm going to be in Pakasaw for the week. See you later. I'll talk to you at the end of the week. And then they don't hear from me. And they call search and rescue. Because at the end of the week, I didn't get in touch with anybody. And now they're getting worried. So they call search and rescue, and search and rescue arrives. Where do you think they head first?
To the people that went on the train.
How did they find them?
Well, at a minimum,
All I said was
you've gone to the
Pakasaw.
They go
ranger.
to the park to see if
They registered.
they spoke to anybody about where they were going.
Yeah.
That's true. In our case, in the case of Pakasaw, they would probably go talk to the kiosk staff first,
Yes.
who would tell them that I had an itinerary. So that is at least we build in a system by which hikers leave a trip plan with staff. So that is a good point. If I didn't say anything to anybody about where I was going, they would probably start here at the parking lot where my car is. But search and rescue is a very slow, methodical process. They have to spread out from the parking lot to make sure I'm not just dead in a ditch over there, right? They have to be really careful and really slow and methodical. If I didn't even mention whether or not I was going to be on the coastal trail, that's what it's going to look like, right? So leaving a specific itinerary of where you're going to be and when, so that they have some reasonable starting point, that saves them a lot of time. And the more specific you can get about checking in on your progress, the more time it'll save them searching. Because it's really important to understand search and rescue is a slow and careful process so they don't miss you. And saving them time is incredibly useful. I also need to make sure to leave that plan with somebody who is going to notice that I did not respond or didn't come back. and making sure that person knows that that's their responsibility, right? And making sure that they have the ability to you know, they have the ability to call, like if they themselves are on a backcountry trip when you're away, it's going to be tricky for them to get in touch with anybody to start a search and rescue situation. So